friends, it's Miss Alejandra from the Westmont Public Library, and I'm going to show you our third way to make a bird feeder. This one is by far our most eco-friendly one. You can have yarn if you want to hang it from a tree or to hang it from a branch, but you really don't need it. All you really need is an orange and some bird seed. So you're just going to take an orange, whatever kind you'd like, and just cut it in half. So the part that's going to take the longest is just taking out all the fruit that's inside. So I usually just take my knife and kind of work my way around the orange. Kids, if you're doing this, make sure you have either an adult watch you or help you, just because we don't want you to get hurt. So you're just going to take your knife and go all the way around like that. And then once you think you've got some, I usually just start cutting along the wedges just to make it a little easier for myself. Just like that. This is actually also a really good way to remind someone to have their fruits, only because if you want to make this craft, then you've got to eat an orange. So make sure you have a bowl ready just for when you take the fruit out. You may also have some furry helpers along the way, and that's okay. So if you're interested in learning more about birds, don't forget that you can check out our digital libraries, both Hoopla and Overdrive, and those will help you find nonfiction books on birds, so you can get to know which birds are in your backyard or your front yard, which ones you're seeing all the time, and learn a little bit more about them, what different kinds they are, what they usually like to eat, and just a little bit more about them. So just take as much as you can out of here. It is a little hard when you're cutting into an orange like this, but you kind of need to have a little orange bowl. So it should look a little something like this. I'm gonna try to take this middle part out. It is a little messy, but that's also just part of the fun. So, and don't worry, I'm gonna be eating this one, so if it gets a little messy, if my fingers are inside, that's okay. So you're just gonna make it look like this, and then once you're done, you're just gonna wanna rinse it out, and then just remember that you can dry it. So that looks pretty good. So if you wanted to leave it like this, you can just dry it, do the second wedge, fill it with bird seed, and then just leave it out in the grass, on a bush, on a branch, whatever you'd like. I'm actually gonna do some yarn so that we can hang it from the tree. So I'm gonna do the second part and then show you the next step. Okay, so now that we've got them nice and clean and dry, I took some yarn and just a needle. So be a little careful with this. Obviously it's not like a super sharp needle, but it can hurt if you accidentally poke yourself. So again, kids, if you're doing this, make sure you have an adult help you. So you're just gonna take this, and I'd say probably about there or so. Just take it and stab it through the orange. It goes through fairly easily. So we're gonna take that and then try and get it in roughly the same spot through the other side. So you're gonna take that. So you should have a string going through like this. Kind of like that, but we're not done yet because that's not super easy for them to stand on. And the idea is to give the birds something to be able to stand on if you're hanging this from a branch or from. Okay, so now that you've got it through, just keep going. Again, try to get it on the same part, same height, through the orange, like that. And one more time. So you should, there we go, end up with something that looks like this. So you want to make sure that these are even, and these two are not even. So just make sure that it's even on both sides like that. And then once you've got something like this, just try and make sure you get these lined up so that it sits nice and straight like that. And now we're just going to tie all of these together. Just like that. Maybe one more time just to make sure that we've got it on there securely. And there you go. So now, if you can guess what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of birdseed and just start piling it into the orange like that. And now you've got a nice little bird feeder. All right, so let's do the same thing to the other side and then we can put it outside. Hi guys, all right, so now as you can see we're outside. It's raining, but we've got our little bird feeders. So you're just gonna wanna just move it onto whichever branch you want. Carefully, make sure you don't tip the orange over and knock everything out. But you're gonna wanna make sure it's nice and level like that so that they actually have something to stand on if they wanna come grab a sniff. And make sure that your branches are tough enough. And there you go. All right, let us know if you try it, guys. Thanks. Bye.